at the end of the day, we have to be able to showcase the patience that we want to see from our children that they should also expect from us, right? I'm a big believer that your kids are going to mimic what you do, and you want to take the opportunity to go ahead and get some patience. You want to be able to, take the time to listen. You want to be able to gain an understanding as to what is it that make your kids tick. It's going to be different for everybody, right? My child is probably not going to react the same way as somebody else's, right? My 5 month old is probably not going to be the same as somebody else's. But that's what's so great about being a parent, right? Is that you yourself, you have a unique understanding, you speak a unique language to your child, right? And you both have a way that you can communicate with one another that you're both going to be able to find some semblance of understanding. Now, depending on how old your children is, this is going to vary, right? Because if my child was, let's just say 10 or 15, I may have to have a way different approach than somebody that's dealing with a 5 month old, right? I'm probably going to have to take it differently. Even the way that I speak to my 5 month old, I have to speak to my 2.5 year old daughter just a little bit differently, because they're at different processes in their development, right? If you have some teenagers, maybe you actually have to have a more grown adult conversation, right? That maybe for some of the parents to actually give me some insight on, right? Especially, when I'm dealing with the baby girl, and then I have my son, right? I know they can be completely different. I've heard stories of, certain parents will tell me daughters are difficult to deal with, right? They want to be more independent. Sometimes, they think they're a little bit more grown, right? But sometimes maybe boys are a little bit different. Maybe boys give attitude. Those are all things that I'm actually looking forward to learning, right? I want to be able to understand what is the proper method in order for me to speak with my children, right? And what's the best way that I can have an engaging conversation with them.